Okay, welcome to our nightly chat. Where we do a mukbang with Mr. Noodles chicken flavor, which is vegan, and I have to say I'm pretty happy right now. It turns out I'm still in a relationship. Today is my third day in a relationship. Isn't that cool? This is the first time I've been in a relationship since I was like 25, about like mid-20s, 26, 27, 24, I was around there. So we have some cherry flavored bubbly. Okay, I'm just getting a commercial on, which is ruining my buzz. Okay. So basically I thought that Marina dumped me today, and I was really upset about it. And I was like yelling at her and kind of angry at a bunch of things, and I thought that she was gonna basically dump me for that. And then she messaged me back after I had already said goodbye. I was like, I'm sorry if I ever hurt you, and I love you, and I'm not gonna bother you anymore. And then we talked on the phone tonight, and she's like, what's wrong? And I was like, nothing, I'm happy now. And I was like, I thought you just didn't like me. Like, I thought you were just like basically didn't like me. And she was like, I really like you. And I wrote her a poem. It was like, I want Marina walls. I want Marina floors. I want Marina ceilings. I want Marina feelings. I want Marina guitar strings. I want Marina everythings. And it was reminding me of Lil Wayne. And she said, do you follow my Instagram? And I was like, no. And she's like, well, I posted a Lil Wayne song today. And I was like, oh, well, ChatGPT would say that's not psychic. That's just confirmation bias to say that that's psychic. But sometimes in the back of my mind, I think that we're psychically connected. And then she said, it sucks you do hard drugs, because I was thinking, what if I want to live with this guy one day and he's going to roofie me with drugs? And I was like, well, if someone's going to roofie you, it would probably be with like GHB, which I've done. But roofies will make you go to sleep. And mushrooms and LSD, they don't make you go to sleep. And she's like, yeah, I know, but someone spiked my drink with that. And I thought I was drugged with LSD at a really vulnerable time in my life, around December 12th, some years ago. I wasn't sure if she was gang stalking, really. But even if she is, I think I get enough sense of her personality that it wouldn't really bother me if she's a gang stalker. And though I wondered, because she had said we should get married and run away, and then all of a sudden she's saying, what if I want to live with this guy one day? And so I kind of took it at face value and said, no, I'm not going to drug you. Like, I wouldn't, it wouldn't be in my nature to drug you. But I thought I said, but I searched on ChatGPT. What if you try and kill me and take all my stuff? And I would need a prenup just to make sure you couldn't do that. And but in our family, trust me means fuck you. So I think what I would tell her is she can have access to my bank account to look at it, and then if I order drugs online, she can see when they're coming in the mail, and then she can intercept the package and keep it in her purse, and then she can give me the drugs so she always has access to them so that I couldn't drug her. And I found out she has hypermania. She's bipolar type 1, which is really exciting. I don't know why she'd think I would drug her. I mean, what would be the point of that? It's not like she's saying I would roofie her to make her pass out and slime her. It was more like that I'd give her some sort of psychedelic that she'd go crazy or something. And I said, do you like taking medication? And she said no. She takes the bare minimum amount. And I said, I was imagining that we were together and you were saying you wanted to go off medication, and I'm saying, yes, that's a very good idea. And then you go totally crazy. And I'm saying, that's even better. Go totally crazy. And I wondered if that's what she thought. Like, if I would give her drugs and she'd go totally crazy. Like, maybe she's right on the verge. But, I mean, I would just consider it disrespectful to drug someone. I mean, I wouldn't do that. But at the same time, I was Googling ChatGPT. What if she tries to kill me? What if she's trying to steal everything? And, these thoughts are going on in the back of my mind. But I think what she was really saying was, it was an excuse to say, I don't really want to live with you. I kind of feel like that. Kind of on the fence. I know I told you I want to get married and run away, but I don't know if I really want to live with you. And considering that today I thought we were broken up, and then tonight I didn't think we were broken up, and tonight it's my third day in a row in a relationship, I'm actually happy still. I'm not like, oh man, I wish you wanted to live with me still. I'm happy at least that she's even considering it. Because obviously I'd want to live with her. And so I might have to change my diet. I don't know. It's hard. I mean, obviously when you have someone loving you, you can pretty much have a healthy diet, and your love takes care of what the junk food normally would. But then what happens if we have a fight or a breakup, and then I'm just going to go back to eating junk food? And she doesn't really believe in mental illness. And she can't even ride a bike. Can you believe that? I said, you have fibromyalgia, right? And she said, no, I have Hashimoto's and Sprongles or something. Some kind of autoimmune disease. You know what? I'm going to give these away for free. These are worth $60. Probably going to put these on Kijiji for free, or I don't know if I could sell them. These are a waste. I don't want these. It's all salt. It's just salt. But these have really high ratings on Amazon. This is a popular product. So anyways, I was watching these biking videos of mountain biking, and so I imagine that the person, because sometimes there's two people in the video and the person in front is in the shot the whole time. And so I imagine that's her biking. And I was telling her, like, you're going too fast. Like, I think you might be, like, really weak, you know? Like, you're not the kind of person who could, like, get in a bike accident and be okay. And, you know, she said I couldn't even ride a bike. Like, I would fall. Like, I'm so clumsy, I actually couldn't ride a bike. And I was like, I'm not surprised, because when I was imagining you riding this bike on this downhill mountain biking course, I actually couldn't even see you doing that. Like just the vibe I get from you, you couldn't be someone who rides a bike on a trail. Like that couldn't be you. Some girls could, but not you. And, you know, I said, like, could you even crash on a bike and be okay, or would you just, like, explode or something? And she said, you know, that she's pretty strong. And sometimes that's kind of concerned me. Like, I used to finger hammer my pig until my arm was sore. And, like, actually, literally, like I was sore. Like, I had muscle cramps. Like, I had carpal tunnel syndrome or whatever. And I thought, sometimes when I crank my packer to Marina, I think, is she, like, really weak? You know, is she weak? Well, that's fine. Some girls are actually not made to ride a downhill mountain bike. And that's okay. Now, does it affect how I feel romantically? Like, I couldn't even finger blast her with force? Well, I don't really want to be Mr. Fingers anymore anyway. That was in my 20s, and that was before my Tootsie Roll even worked, because I hadn't figured out foreskin restoration. So, you know, frankly, I think those days are behind me, and I want to move on to using my stink hammer, which will be a whole new game. So tomorrow I might start doing a water fast, or I might get some fruit and start eating fruit, because I gotta shape up now that I'm not single anymore, I have to. And we talked through some issues, which helped. You know, we talked on the phone tonight and it helped. Now that I'm not single anymore, I have to get my act together. And frankly, I'm excited about it. Tomorrow is going to be our 4-day anniversary of being a couple. It's been difficult so far. It's been really difficult. I said, I thought you don't even like me. And she said, you have no idea how into you I am. Like, I can't believe how into you I am. And I said, I think that God put you here for me. And this feels like a dream. Like, meeting you actually feels like a dream. It feels like it's not even real. And a loving heart always finds a loving heart. And we found each other through some sort of energetic cosmic field. And she said, before I even saw your face, I heard your voice, and there was something so drawn. And I said, that's because you're an adult baby, and so am I, and we both have pure, innocent, loving hearts, and we could recognize that about each other. And she said, "Aw," and I said, yeah, I know. Isn't that so precious? So being in a relationship has been really difficult so far, but it's been really rewarding too. I mean, when she doesn't message me, I'm actually really angry. and I'm not fun to be around. Like, my mom came home and I didn't even say anything. I was just like, hello. I don't know. Okay, I don't want to sound paranoid here, but there were like 3 commercials that played on one song. I'm listening to one song, and there were like 3 commercials that played on it during this time. Crazy. Are they purposely putting more commercials on just because I'm making this video? I don't know. I don't know. I don't remember so many commercials on that song playing normally. And then I have this other powder too. It's the wrong ratio. It's all salt. I'll probably give this away. It's opened, but you know, if you're into salt, this is what to get. I mean, I can't stand these fucking powders. I wish I could return these on Amazon, but you know, I wasted all of my money on this shit. But you know, I have this now, this thermometer. I got this working, and I could do if I do a water fast, I'll have all this stuff to make it work. But yeah, today I was like really upset. You know, I'm normally really friendly when my mom comes home, and I just like was barely friendly. I was just in a super bad mood, and the cat meowing was just making me angry, and everything was going wrong. And I had a lot of poor me going on, and it was really it was like a painful thing. So I'm about to take out the garbage, and I hope you appreciate my energy right now. Like, I'm trying to be meditative, and I try to keep my energy flowing up and positive. And like, I was crying today, really. Like, it was so difficult. Like, I really thought I was like single, and that like the longest relationship I've had for the last like million years has been like 2 days. And then finally now I got through the 3rd day of a relationship, and it's like really, I'm like so happy about it, really. And so tomorrow will be the 4th day, and let's see how that goes. And then, you know, also maybe I can increase my EQ by eating more fruit. So that might be something. And so I'm going to say goodbye. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining me on my mukbang. And you know, so long.